Welcome back. In this half of our program, we're going to talk about one of the events at the Senior Olympics, which also happens here at Green Spring as a local event for our campus, and that's horseshoes. Good
Yes.
morning, gentlemen. Len
Yeah.
Kalkwarf was here for the first half of our show, and we're joined by Dave Scheele,
Yes.
who was the winner of the Green Spring Horseshoe Tournament this year. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Len, how long have we been having a horseshoe tournament?
I think about 2002,
Okay.
something like that.
Oh, we might be able to tell by looking on the...
Well, not all the names are
on
here
the-
from the beginning.
So this is the mothership of
And this one belongs in the
of
fitness center.
trophies. This stays in the fitness center,
Yeah.
and on the side of it are listed each of the winners
Yeah.
for each year.
The first one that we have listed is 2002. And
2002.
Dick Pelkey. was the
Okay,
winner.
sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. So this tournament is a horseshoe tournament that is open to men and women
Yeah.
and residents
Yeah.
and staff.
Yes.
So this is an unusual activity here at Green
Yeah.
Spring where everybody competes.
Well, we just opened it up about 3-4 years ago to staff, and I think the year before that to women as well.
Good.
Yeah.
That's a good thing because you probably would have had trouble if you hadn't allowed women in. Yeah. So you've been playing horseshoes how long?
40 years.
Wow. How'd you get started?
My dad used to play horseshoes, and he kind of interested me in it, and I started at that point, and then I built a horseshoe pit next to our house,
Okay.
and used to play there with some friends, and now I have a horseshoe pit next to my house up in Maine, and play in the summertime.
Oh, that's good.
I have a fellow that vacations there also. He's from Arizona, and he and I play almost every afternoon now.
Oh, that's good. It's a good tradition.
And he's very competitive, and he's about 20 years younger than me, so I have
Age
to.
means nothing. Dave, how long have you been playing horseshoes?
I haven't. I played last year because I saw the notice.
So you'd never played before?
I had played when I had 4 daughters, and I thought even though they're daughters, they should know about horseshoes. So
Of course.
I taught them how to play horseshoes. But then that was like a long time ago. And I haven't played since then. I saw the notice. I said, okay, last year. So I think I'll come out and try it again.
And obviously you still had your skills.
It just seemed to come back, and it seemed like the more challenging it was from the other person, then it seemed like the better I got.
You're a little competitive, is that what you're saying?
Well, probably.
Probably.
He's very competitive.
That's all right. That's a good. I heard one of our residents say the other day, he was kind of feeling sorry for himself, and he says, I need something to compete in. He just missed that sense of competition. He just needed something to compete
This
in.
is something to do.
Well, or tell them about pickleball.
And pickleballs. I don't think physically he can do pickleball at this point, but
Oh,
mentally
okay.
he really
Okay.
wants to compete in something.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
So what I learned about horseshoes already today is that, I'm going to hold this up and see if we can get it on the camera here. This is the horseshoe that one plays with when one competes. It's not just a horseshoe that came off a horse.
That's right.
Ah, see, I didn't know that. How much does this weigh?
2 pounds, 2 ounces, I think. I think maximum is 2 pounds, 10 ounces.
I think it gains weight also the older that the player gets.
Is that it? We don't have a senior weight. That's really heavy.
I know. I found that it seemed to get heavier.
And
I remember.
So we have a horseshoe area here at Green Spring.
Yes.
Took me a long time to find it. It is where?
Between the gardens and the staff parking garage. Okay, and
There's
the
a
dog.
nice little green lawn there.
Yes.
Yes, and it's close to the gardens.
So on that green lawn, there are some little tents. And under those tents
There's
are the horseshoe
There's
pits.
a stake, yeah, in the
Okay.
horseshoe pit, yeah. And normally, the technical distance is 40 feet
Between Okay.
stakes.
Okay.
So you should be able to throw 40 feet. But now we make allowance for ages.
Okay.
And we allow people who are 70 and older to
Which
shoot.
would pretty much be most of us.
Yes, 30 feet. And women over 70 are allowed to shoot from 20 feet.
Ah.
And the distance of the stakes that we have set here is 20 feet. So
So regulation set is 40,
it's 40, yeah.
but we have ours set 20.
20. But then we have a marker behind the stake, 10 feet and 20 feet, so that if you have to
Okay.
shoot at 40 feet, you stand at that back one.
Well, that makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It works out very well. Yeah.
So what are the rules?
Well,
Obviously, I know, I didn't even know they had a special horseshoe, let alone how to play.
yeah. Well, a regular horseshoe has holes in it. You'll be able to nail it to the foot of the horse,
Right.
of course. And they are usually smaller and fit the horse.
Unless they're like for a
The hoof of
Clydesdale.
the horse.
Yeah. The rule is that you throw it to the stake, and if you get it around the stake, you get 3 points.
Okay,
If you get a leaner standing against the stake, you get 2 points.
okay,
And if you're within the distance of the shoe from the stake, you're allowed to get 1 point.
okay.
Okay. And only one person can score at a time. So if Dave throws a ringer and I would throw a leaner, only his would count.
Oh,
Okay. Now we make another adjustment.
so you're playing against him, yet,
Oh, yes.
yet what you throw doesn't count?
That's right.
That doesn't seem right. It doesn't seem fair.
You got to be better.
Well,
That's
it
not
is-
fair.
It is because I won.
There
The,
you go. Therefore, I like that.
Yeah. You got to do the best you can, to get your score. Yeah.
So if the person who got the highest score, that stands no matter what.
Yeah. And
Okay.
21 is the goal.
Played at 21.
But in our case, because sometimes the people are not able to get to 21 for a long time,
Yes.
we cut it off at 10 rounds.
Oh, that's a good idea.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's kind of like me playing Monopoly, make up the rules as I go along. And
Oh, I'll make these rules first, and I make it very clear what the rules are before
but
they
that's
start.
good.
Yeah.
So you have your tournament when? In September?
Yes, the end of September, first part of October.
Okay.
But sometimes, it runs into October, as it did this year, didn't
yes,
it? Yeah.
yes, it is.
And it's not just one day, it's several.
Oh, it's several
Sessions?
days. Yeah, we set up a brackets.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
It's a double elimination
Yeah,
tournament.
I'll hold this up.
Okay.
We have brackets like just a regular double elimination tournament.
Yeah.
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 Well, that's
This year we had 13 who finally actually played.
good. Did we have some staff members this year? I know in the
two.
past Robin LeGrand has
Yeah, Robin
participated.
played,
Yeah,
although she.
there's a ringer. There's some young guy
Yeah?
came in, only
Oh.
63.
A mere child.
And David Dodson also played.
Okay.
Yeah. Hmm.
Good.
Yeah.
That's great.
But David did very well this year. You can also win by cutting the other person out completely if you keep scoring. So if you get 11 points and your opponent has received nothing, you win.
So it's always one person playing against one other
Yes.
person.
Yeah.
So what was I going to
It's
ask?
called a shutout. You're going to shut the person out.
So you get your nice high score,
11 points.
and then that person can never overscore you unless they also get a ringer?
Well, the other person has to make a point, and if David keeps throwing ringers as he did this year, the opponent didn't have a chance to even score. So.
Well, darn, they're not going to be looking for you to come back. So what if I wanted to practice? If I've never played before and I wanted to go up there and practice.
Which you
Can
ought to
I do
do.
that?
Yes, you
All
ought
I have to do is just take the lids off?
No, yes, and the the shoes are kept in the garden,
Oh, in the shed.
in the shed there.
The shed that's closest to
Right,
the.
mhm.
So I would is that shed locked?
Yes, it's locked, but you use your outdoor key.
Okay, so my outdoor key will work in the lock to the shed. I can go in and
Pick
pull
up-
out some
yeah.
horseshoes.
And those little tents that you were talking about covers, we do that so that it doesn't get so much water in there and so
Sure,
on.
yeah.
So you just take the tents off and just.
And just go over there and play.
Sure.
So that'd be something, I know a lot of people who have grandchildren here are often looking for something to do with the grandkids while they're here, and that could be a possibility.
And that could really burn up some of their energy.
That's right, yeah, good idea. Excellent. So we didn't talk about this smaller trophy here. This is the trophy that the winner gets.
Yes.
So this goes to your house.
Yeah, he
Yes,
keeps that.
That's
He
good.
puts that next to all of his other trophies.
My wife says we have to downsize.
Yeah, so you have other trophies for what?
Senior softball.
Oh, okay.
So, well, it's mostly rings.
Whoa.
See, this
So
is
you're
a-
big time in senior softball.
Yes, this is, well, I have what? I have 8 rings. We won 9 national tournaments traveling around the country.
So I
playing
have to ask,
slow
are you
pitch
playing
senior
on the
softball.
Green Spring softball team?
No, because I had spinal stenosis.
No.
Came in, and so that kind of, my wife said, you know, maybe just
Time to stop.
Oh, right. So
And you can just continue to flash your ring around.
He finds other things to play.
I find other things to play. I play music.
Oh, good for you.
Yes.
So the whole lesson we've learned here today, talking about the Special Olympics and horseshoes, is that there's a lot to do. And
There
if
is
you're
a lot
just
to
sitting
do.
in your apartment and saying, you know, you don't want to play bridge, you don't want to go and listen to a speaker, you want to do something, there are things to do here at Green Spring.
Come on out to the
Yeah.
lobby and just walk around and talk with somebody.
And sometimes that's
Yeah.
the best thing to do.
Yes,
You're
it
exactly right. Good advice.
Keep physically active.
That's key.
important. Yeah.
Yeah. Gentlemen, thank you for joining us this morning. Thank you for teaching me about horseshoes.
Okay.
I've learned a lot. Now I may want to try that.
I have to give this to David.
Have a special
All right.
presentation.
Okay.